The journey of the Nigerian woman is a journey of struggles, hard work, challenges, common dreams, and collective goal. She is beautiful, loving, strong, full of energy, multitasking, and to a large extent, emotional and vulnerable. From recorded Nigerian history, the Nigerian woman has been given succor to her family and balanced the society. The Nigerian woman has taken great responsibility in the defense, provision, and protection of her children, family, and country. Although the Nigerian woman is naturally endowed with dogged spirit, it has not been all rosy for her. In trying to serve society, pursue her dreams, love herself and her family, while maintaining a stable mind, the Nigerian woman has had to go through enormous challenges, some of them mind-blowing. In Nigeria, where women of childbearing age and children under 5 years constitute significant percentage of the nation's population, maternal and child mortality is very high. This is despite several efforts at reducing maternal and child mortality incidences by successive governments, development partners, and other private sector players. In some parts of Nigeria, a woman is not allowed to access health care without the approval of her husband. This has led to many preventable deaths and the escalation of conditions that are avoidable. While recent progress towards the Millennium Development Goals is promising, where maternal mortality fell by 32% from 800 deaths per 100,000 births in 2003 to 545 deaths per 100,000 live births in 2008. Nigeria still has one of the worst reproductive health indices in the world. Importantly, there are stark inequalities between regions. Access to health cannot be an option, but a necessity. Violence against women is another critical challenge for the Nigerian woman. About 10 out of 36 Nigerian states have laws that allow husbands to use physical force against their wives insofar as no grievous bodily harm is caused.
There is a provision in the Penal Code, precisely Section 5 of the Penal Code, that empowers a man to chastise his wife in a bid to correct her, But that stupid law, if I may say so, goes further to say that the man can chastise his wife so long as he doesn't cause grievous bodily harm. And the same penal code defines grievous bodily harm as a broken teeth, broken arm. So what, in essence, the law is saying is that the man can beat his wife short of breaking her teeth or short of cutting off her arm.
Just how she endures this and still pursues her dreams of a great future is puzzling. Also of great concern is the exposure of the Nigerian woman to political violence and conflicts. They bear the greatest burden of these conflicts, often created by men. In the face of it all, they are usually defenseless, made slaves in war zones, and left as widows, some with orphans. The Nigerian woman is so challenged in some cultures that even during her time of mourning the loss of a child or husband, she is still forced to go through some harmful traditional and widowhood practices, which sometimes are perpetrated by uninformed women themselves, who practice such as a means of cultural preservation. Access to justice is another critical area where the Nigerian woman has been traumatized. In cases of rape and other forms of sexual violence, most cultures will blame the woman and not see her as a victim. The woman almost stands ostracized if she reports the case. Found in this situation, the Nigerian woman suffers a great deal of psychological trauma with few options available. For some of the young women, poverty and the urge for self-actualization have driven them to seek opportunities outside the shores of Nigeria. Unfortunately for some of these, they fall victims to modern-day slave masters and mistresses who traffic them for forced labor and sexual exploitation. But what manner of woman is the Nigerian woman?
Generally, the women folk, particularly the Nigerian woman, is a very resilient woman. You know, in circumstances where others will not thrive, the Nigerian woman is thriving. Basically, the Nigerian woman, strictly speaking, is a breadwinner on her own. Because no woman will go to sleep knowing that her child has not eaten. No woman will go to sleep knowing that her child is out of school and the child needs to go to school. That woman will go to any length in order to ensure that she, you know, just like the mother hen, she will make sure she, you know, protects her child. And that is the bane and the lot of the Nigerian woman.
She is dogged in her spirit and relentless in her pursuit of purpose. She moves on with patience and prudence and continues to shine, even in the midst of all her troubles. How is she able to do this? Thanks to the present administration of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and the First Lady, Dame Dr. Patience Goodluck Jonathan, the Nigerian woman now enjoys the highest ever share of political representation since the history of our great country, Nigeria. With about 33% representation in cabinet appointments, the Nigerian woman is hopeful and ready to excel and to keep deploying talents in her spheres of influence. This opportunity for the Nigerian woman to perform and excel in decision-making, as critical as it is, must translate into practical benefits for the well-being and welfare of the average Nigerian woman. There are a lot of grounds to cover to mitigate the poverty, pain, and challenges faced by the Nigerian woman. This period in our history, perhaps like no other, presents that wonderful opportunity to be an agent for positive change and empowerment for the Nigerian woman. The season is here and the time to act is now.